Hello, welcome to I don't know what week we are, 11. Welcome to week 11, I think. Okay, let's talk about what is happening this week. First of all, happy second day of social distancing. We're counting yesterday as the first day since it was the first day of the week. So happy second day of social distancing. Please stay home. Please don't touch anyone. Please do not go to crowded places. If you are over 65, please ask someone to go get your groceries for you. And remember, we're not thinking COVID-19 causes excessive diarrhea, so you probably do not need to stock up on toilet paper. So let's talk about what happened last week. Last week, you submitted your results and discussion section. I have not graded those yet. I hope to grade those shortly. I will not be grading those for several hours because I am going to go to my other job at the health department very soon. So you will get comments on those. If you do not get comments in time for your peer review assignment, that is okay. Submit the results and discussion as is, assuming you don't get comments back, and then you can make those changes after the fact. With those results and discussion, hopefully you remember the results is one section, the discussions is another section, even though you're submitting them together. The results is where you report what happened in your data to answer your research question, and the discussion is where you tell us what it means. Remember, the discussion section has 4 parts. The first is the interpretation, the second is the connection to previous research, the third is the limitations of your study, and fourth is recommendations for future research. Some of you received comments on your lit reviews saying that there was a recommendation section that needed to be moved to the discussion section. You can go ahead and do that. Remember, the discussion section is going to include citations. That connection to previous research, it has to be cited, or else you're just plagiarizing or making it up, neither of which are good things. So that discussion section is going to include citations. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Remember, the results section is going to include charts and tables if you have room. Don't include every chart and table and no text. It needs to look a lot like your JASP assignment did, where you included text, where you explained what was going on in the chart and table and included that chart or table when applicable. It's not always going to be applicable. Please think about when it is. If it is applicable, please put that chart or table in APA format. I know there have been some weird changes to APA format. So we're just gonna say that you need to include figure, group, whatever, graph 1, and then below it you need to include the title in italics. Or you can either include this above or below your graphic, depending on whether or not you are using APA version 6 or APA version 7. There's some fun new changes that have not yet been incorporated into our class. So you're not going to be that picky on it as long as you attempted to do it. Okay, so let's talk about this week. This week, you are putting together your final paper for the peer review. It is due to your discussion board no later than Saturday the 21st. So if you are interested in knowing which group you are in, please go to the announcements page and your groups are listed there. You are in the same group for the research poster as the final experimental report peer review group. So you have 2 separate discussion boards, but you are reviewing the same people's paper. I hope that makes sense. You should all have been put into those groups within Canvas. It's showing me that you're in those groups and have access to the discussion board, so please check and let me know if that is incorrect. Remember, you are submitting your work, your poster, your experimental report no later than the 21st. So it's the 17th, it's coming. Then next week, you're going to work on putting peer review comments into your peers' reports. You need to look at the assignment instructions for the type of comments that you need to do. I am looking at the assignment instructions right now for the experimental research paper peer review. It says that you need to read the paper through. Are all the necessary sections present? Make a comment if something is missing. Does each section fulfill its purpose? What information needs to be added? You need to make a comment about the length of the paper. You need to then talk about the writing style. So this deals with direct quotes, poetic language, unnecessary information, awkward or wordy or confusing transition or conclusions, writing in third person or passive voice, biased or judgmental statements, and information that is not clearly cited. You're looking for all of those things. Given that there are 8 things, there probably need to be at least 8 comments in the paper. This is one of the big issues that we had with the peer reviews for the lit reviews. If you were deducted points, it's because you did not put adequate comments in your peer's paper. 3 comments in a 5-page paper is not adequate. You're going through and making comments so they can improve. When I go through and grade yours, I highlight things, but you typically receive more than 3 comments. Please be very thorough with this. This is your assignment for the week. It is worth quite a few points. Please make it be worth your time. It is worth 150 points. So you receive 50 points for submitting something, and then you receive 50 points for each of those peer reviews that you do, assuming that you do them correctly. I want to give everybody 150 points, but I cannot do that if you do a halfway job. So make sure that you go through this checklist and do all of the things and look at all of the things. Provide constructive comments. If someone did a good job on something, you can say that. You can say great transitions. You can say good job with citations, but you need to have comments throughout this paper. It shows not only that you read it, but that you understand what we are looking for in your final paper. And the same is going to be true for the peer review for the research poster. It says the same thing, essentially. Are all of the necessary items present? And then it asks you to proofread and provide some general feedback. So please do those correctly. Your initial post is due on Saturday the 21st. Your final post is due on Saturday the 28th. If you choose not to participate, then you also choose not to get a grade. We had some problems last time with that. If you choose not to participate, you choose not to get a grade, we are so late in the semester that there can be no makeup work. So unless there is a bigger disaster than the current one with the pandemic, no late work will be accepted. Do not make it late. Do not submit it in 5 minutes late. That is still late and you will still get a 0 and it will still be sad. So please, 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 please submit on time. If you're going through the week and you get to Thursday and no one has responded saying they'll look at your paper, please let me know. I'm happy to reach out to your group and let them know that if they choose not to participate, they've also chosen not to get a grade. Hopefully we can get people moving then. But make sure that you are doing this. Every paper and every poster needs to be reviewed twice. So you should be getting 2 separate reviews. If you choose not to do 2 reviews and you choose to do 1 review, then you choose to automatically be deducted 50 points. So just keep that in mind. It is your choice. Starting next Saturday, the 28th, I'm going to be doing the final check of the personal application assignments, and you will get an email if you did not submit something. So I am looking for a personal application assignment post that was submitted between the 23rd of March and the 28th of March. So please be on the lookout for that. After that, we have just a week or so as we get ready to wrap up the class, and you need to make sure you have 12 total posts. You'll get more information about that next week. The other thing that we're going to need to do starting in a few days, I believe it begins on the 21st, is you're going to need to sign up for some poster presentation times. I'm not sure what those times are going to be. I'm not sure which instructor you're going to be assigned or which instructor you're going to speak with. If you need a morning time, you will have to sign up for another instructor. You'll have to sign up and present to another instructor. I believe you will be presenting to Sister Maxfield. The other 391 instructors work during the day. So I'm hoping to have several poster times in the evening. You're welcome to present to me. You're welcome to present to any other instructor. I believe I will probably have times potentially the evening of the 31st. Potentially the evening of the 31st, 1st, and 2nd, but we will see how that changes due to COVID-19. But you should get a listing of those times shortly, and I should have more information about that soon. I will, however, not have any day times. All of my times will be after 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'm happy to see you after 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I would prefer to see you than send you out to present to one of the instructors, but that will be entirely up to you. I think those are all the things that we need to cover this week. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you were one of the people on the JASP assignment that were asked to resubmit because something was missing, or I couldn't open the assignment, or any number of other reasons that that assignment creates issues, please send that to me by the date specified in your particular assignment. If there was a problem with your peer review and I asked you to resubmit, please do so. If there was a problem with your lit review and I asked you to resubmit, please do so by the date specified in your assignment. Let me know if you have any questions. Please, please, please wash your hands and stay home.